It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
I wanted to put up, and Bo, you kind of have a setup story, is that you had some of this stuff start showing up on your feed.
I don't know what it was, but this one particular individual started showing up on all of my social media. So if I was on Facebook, his advertisements, his sponsored content would be there, and it'd be him talking about, here's how I bought my jet, or here's why I bought my jet. Or he'd be on my Instagram feed, and he was just all over my stuff. And I started thinking, who is this guy? And why is he showing up on all of my social media? Why does the algorithm want me to know about this guy? So we did a little bit of digging. We actually went and did some research on him.
So I think it's interesting. Go ahead and pull up the picture. This cracked me up because this is Grant Cardone. And there's so much going on in this picture, by the way. This is, if you think about the three annoying things that are, it's annoying. He's got three of the four annoying things that social media influencers do. Is first of all, he's got a clickbait title. Now I'll tell you what the titles that he uses is stuff like, why I bought my Gulfstream jet.
Yep.
Well, I kind of want to know why he had to have a Gulfstream jet. I mean, that is very clickable title there. But he'll also have he'll have a look at this. He's got a G5 with his name on it.
His name on the back.
He's even got he got a little pump. He might have done some push-ups before he took that photo.
He definitely
he got a little pump going on there. He's got the fancy watch. I mean, it's all the stuff that if you think about this, he's going to tell you how to do your system just like him. And the only thing he's missing of the four things, because he's got the clickbait title, he's got a flashy toy. If you watch his content, he will have some explicit stuff in there. He'll drop some language on you. And then the last thing, this is the one thing I will tell you Grant does not have. I give him credit for it. There's not half-naked people in his videos, because that's the four. If you have, because there are a lot of content creators out there that are hitting all four of these annoying things that people do. It's kind of call them hacks to getting their audience. I don't love that. But here's the thing I think you need to think about with Grant is, can he be trusted? And is this something, how does he get paid? I always want to know, how does somebody who has a G5, obviously, is this success? But go back to my three questions that I was talking about. Where did his success come from? What's his why? And then try to figure out how is he doing everything that he's doing. And we kind of found some disturbing information out there.
It was eye-opening, and I was pretty impressed as we started digging in, because again, it's one of those things, when you see this, you start thinking, how do people not catch it?
And now look, I'm not saying that Grant is Bernie Madoff, but I'm just saying that there are disclosures. Grant, to his credit, he's very transparent. If you will just go read his sales circulars that are out there on the SEC, he point blank tells you what he's doing. I think he's just assuming his prospective people are not reading. So
they're just not going to go look at it.
I give him credit. I mean, if you don't care, if you don't have the conscience to worry about, are you making the world a little bit better place? He's a marketing genius. And the fact that he is convincing people it's the whole other people's money, he's subsidizing his life off of other people's money. And and here's the proof. I want to go a little deeper. Let's show what is available out there on the SEC's website.
Yeah, so if you actually go read this circular, it's fees upon fees upon fees. And this is what it says. When he goes into any sort of real estate deal, or if you invest money with him, he gets 1% of the purchase price of the property up front.
Okay.
Right? So 1%.
1%? That's pretty, look, we work in an industry that charges 1%.
Sure.
I get it, 1%. On the it's a little weird that it's on just the purchase, so he's getting you on the coming in. Okay.
Yep. All right. Well, then 1% of the sales price of the individual property. So I get 1% on the front, and then I'm going to get 1% on the back as well.
Okay, that's kind of a sales charge. That's we've kind of, our industry's gone where it used to have, you either were A shares where you had the commission on the front, or you were B shares where you had the commission on the back.
Yep.
So it's kind of weird that he's getting both, but it's all right. And then what's the third one?
Then it's 1% of the total amount of contributed capital on all the members, annualized, paid out monthly. So it's 1% ongoing per year.
So look at this. I do think this is quite interesting. He has all three ways that the financial industry gets paid, but it's not like it's an either, because at least in our industry, it's an either or.
Right.
On you choose which A, B, or C scenario.
Yep.
Grant is just like, I'll take them all.
I'll take them all.
So he's going to take it on the front end. He's going to take a fee on the back end. And then he's going to take a fee every year. He's going to take 1% every year of the money that's been invested with him. But that's not where it stops.
But wait, there's more.
This is the part where I told Daniel. Now he didn't do it, I don't think, because when we were doing pre-show, I kind of let this slip out because I felt bad that I already added a bunch of new slides. If I had my way, this next number, this is, if you want to know the genius of taking money out of a situation, this is the genius of what Grant did. And this is what I'd love to have been in the meeting when they were figuring out their offering. And they're like, well, Grant, hedge fund managers, they have the whole 2-2,
right?
The 220.
Yeah.
Because, they'll take 2% of annual fees, and then they'll do a 20% performance fee on anything. They'll just take 20% of the return. And Grant was probably like, 20%? 20%? No, guys. No. I think y'all are not understanding. My folks love me. I get these people so excited about what I'm doing that they're not going to read this sales circular. So just tell them what it is. His number, I wanted this number big. I wanted it blown up. I wanted it spinning around. I wanted fireworks because I think people ought to have to see how big this number is because it's not 220. And here's the other thing I think is brilliant, Bo. If you look at the sales circular, now on a different page, this is carried interest, which means it's taxed at long-term capital gains. He's just like a hedge fund manager in the fact that when you hear politicians talk about taxes that they want to raise because they feel like it's being taken advantage of, Grant was like, I want to structure this thing where I get this. I want to pay the lowest taxes possible. Check out this number.
35% profit interest and 35% of distributable cash.
So, okay, this is worth repeating, guys. 1% on the front end, 1% on the back end, 1% ongoing. That's 3% right there. And then he's now going to take 35% of the profit that is created on these deals. Holy cow. We are baby influencers. I'm not willing to put myself up there as, some of these guys that have 1 million followers. But I do think our intent speaks for itself. I'm willing to put myself under the same microscope that I put these guys, the chicken and egg approach. That's the first question. We had our success and wealth. It's still not coming from YouTube. It's helping, but the business success was much more. So definitely the chicken came before the egg on ours of what the golden goose has been this, but it's also in the fact that we had successful business interests and working with successful people. Also, I'm very proud of the abundance cycle. I wake up every morning feeling like in my own small way by creating this content where for over 14 years, we've been giving away free advice. I mean, completely free advice. You come, you learn, apply, grow. And then my only ask is down the road when you reach level of success, because we've been in our second decade now, call us up so you can consider hiring us because the fruit is in the way we've trained you. And what I think is interesting, how would it be if we're giving you all this advice for 14 years and then when you hire us, we don't do index funds. We don't do all the things. No, it's not that way at all. We do everything we tell you on the free side. We also are doing for our paid clients as well.
Absolutely.
And look, and I think that a lot of people, because we got the comments. We have a new course out, and go out there and get the free deliverable on the financial order of operations. You can go to moneyguy.com/resources. A lot of people were troubled that we actually have a premium version that was paying because they're like, you've always given stuff away for free. Why would you change? My thing is that if I'm going to do actionable where it had worksheets, it had downloads, it actually had a much deeper dive than we could do on a podcast or a YouTube show, it's okay because I still am leaving the free resource. I'm leaving the breadcrumbs out there for you to see if you can do this. And it's true. If you watch probably 2-3 years worth of our content, you'll get the same type of stuff. But if you want to accelerate the process, get the nudge, get the data gathering, that's what we were looking for. It was not to undercut the brand or do anything. But I think that intent, that desire is what's different. We didn't have to do the course. We did the course as an acceleration to try to get you through the abundance cycle. And it still ties back to, are we making the world a little bit better place with all this content?